I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I am in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah, all right, I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. And I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here.
Thank you. That was great. So we have Park Peters on the piano, and we have Donalyn Watley is singing for us today, and John Darling is on the drums. So thank you. Really livened it up to start off with. And Nina Abernathy is our chaplain today, so she'll be giving us a prayer in just a few moments. And if you would like to pray with her after the service, she would be happy to do that. Or you can fill out a prayer request on the back of the chairs and put it in the prayer box. All the chaplains will pray for you, and then it goes to Silent Unity to be prayed on for another 30 days. So I'm Lori Smith. I'm the minister here at Unity on the Avenue, and I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for being here. You know, it's really your spirit, your love, your energy that makes this place so special. So thank you for being here. And please join me in our statement of faith. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see everybody here. Relax in your chairs, close your eyes, and think about the act of forgiveness. Just relax and think. I find peace and freedom as I forgive. Forgiveness is not always easy. I may resist letting go of the hurt or distress caused by someone's words or actions. Even so, I know that forgiveness makes space for peace to flow to and through me. I release what has been, realizing the past cannot be changed. As I do my inner work to forgive, I also forgive myself for hanging on to past hurts. With each step I take in the direction of forgiveness, I open to love. Love flows to me as healing energy and compassion. As I forgive, I heal. Letting go, my heart feels lighter, and I feel ready to move forward. My spiritual nature of divine love and peace cannot be harmed by words or actions. I forgive and feel light and free. If anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other, just as God has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And that's from Colossians chapter 3, verse 13.
I love with the heart of God within me. I sing with the voice of God within me. I rest in the peace of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I know with the mind of God within me. I pray with the faith of God within me. I trust in the power of God within me. Everything praises God within me. I am a safe and loving place, born of beauty and amazing grace. I laugh with the joy of God within me. I shine with the light of God within me. I am who I am because of God within me. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me. Everything praises God. Everything praises God. Everything praises God within me.
Thank you. That was beautiful. So today we're going to talk, the title of the talk is The Way of Truth, Peace, and Love. And we're going to talk a little bit about Toltec wisdom. So this picture is a picture of the Pyramid of the Sun. It's the largest structure in the ancient city of, I got to say this right here, Teotihuacan, Mexico. and it's the third largest pyramid in the world. So you can probably see a little bit about how large it is, because in the center of this picture is a few little tiny people, little tiny pickups. So that's how large this pyramid is. And the pyramid is almost completely solid. It's just this massive foundation. At the very top was a temple. Archaeologists have discovered just various offerings and artifacts that were buried around the pyramid, and that tells them that it was deep religious and agricultural significance. So the Pyramid of the Sun is surrounded by smaller pyramids in the city. It's the ancient city of pyramids outside of Mexico City. Then the Toltec were one of the most influential civilizations that flourished in central Mexico from approximately 10th to the 12th centuries AD. It was admired by later civilizations like the Aztecs, and they were admired for their art and their architecture and their craftsmanship. And they left this significant mark on the cultural and religious traditions of the advanced early civilizations that are located in the central and southern part of Mexico. Teotihuacan, it means the birthplace of the gods. And the Toltec had conserved some of their spiritual knowledge and practices of the ancient ones, because they felt that there were some influx of European conquest, maybe some people that were misusing the knowledge that they had. So they shielded it from those who were not yet prepared to use it wisely. Their teachings stressed awareness, responsibility, and authenticity. They believed society's beliefs and social structures could limit our personal freedoms, and that we could reclaim that freedom through conscious living. And that's what we're talking about today. Today, Toltec traditions are remembered through these archaeological sites like this one, and in modern spiritual movements that draw on their wisdom teachings. And this ethical framework influenced the later Aztecs that came in after that. It's reflected in the modern interpretations, like the Four Agreements that was written by Don Miguel Ruiz. And that's what I wanted to share with you today. So Don was raised in Mexico by his mother, who was a healer, and his grandfather, who was a shaman. And they thought he would carry on these traditions, but Don decided he would go to medical school and become a surgeon instead. But then he had this near-death experience, and he fell asleep while he was driving. He drove into a wall, and he saw himself pull two other people out of the car to safety. After that experience, he decided to study the ancient ancestral wisdom with his mom, and his grandfather had passed away at that time, so it was a different shaman. But he does say in his book that he feels like his grandfather was also teaching him from the other side. He became a master, and he has dedicated his life to sharing the wisdom of the ancient Toltec. It is a way of life that embraces spirit, promotes happiness, and being the expression of love. So the Four Agreements tell a story in the book, and it has to do with their philosophy. So I thought I would go ahead and tell this story. It's a story of a man who lived 3,000 years ago. He was discovering the knowledge of his ancestors and studying to become a medicine man. One day he slept in a cave, and he dreamed he saw himself sleeping, and he came out of the cave. He could see millions of stars. He had a transformative spiritual experience. He looked at his hands, he felt his body, and he heard his voice say, "I am made of light. I am made of stars." He realized it's not the stars that create light, but light that creates stars. He exclaimed, "Everything is made of light, and the space in between is not empty." And he knew that everything that exists is one, and the light is the messenger of life. He realized that what created harmony, and space between the stars is life. Life is the force. Life is the force of the Creator who creates everything. He discovered that everything in existence is a manifestation of the one living being we call God. Everything is God, which goes very well with unity. That's like our first unity principle. But he concluded that the human perception is merely light perceiving light. He also saw that the world of illusion, they call the dream, is just like smoke, which doesn't allow us to see what we really are. The real us is pure love and pure light. And once he knew what he really was, he saw himself in every human, every animal, every tree. He saw himself in the rain and the clouds and in the earth. He understood, and his heart was filled with peace. He did not have the words to tell others about his discovery. Others could see that something was different about him. Something beautiful radiated from him and from his voice, and he no longer had judgment about others. They thought he was an incarnation of God. He said, "It's true, I am, and you are also of God. We are all of God. We are images of light." So others could not see themselves in him, and he realized that everyone was dreaming. They were not aware of what they really were. So Don Miguel tells the story, and I think he tells it because he's kind of setting up a framework for the wisdom that he talks about in just a few moments. And I think it's true even today. Sometimes we forget who we are, right? We forget that. And it's just emphasizing how important that is in our lives. So Don Miguel Ruiz explains his book that we all dream 24 hours a day, including when our brains are awake. Society's dream, or the dream of the planet, is how they refer to it, is the collective dreams of all of us. The dream of the planet includes society's rules, beliefs, and cultures, and when new humans are born, we all teach them the dream, right? This is what we do in our society. Attention is our ability to focus on what we choose to perceive, and we learn the dream of the planet, like appropriate behavior, what to believe, what is good, what is right. As children, we didn't choose these beliefs, but we agreed to the information that was passed on to us. As soon as we agree, we believe it. And we have these concepts of what a man is, what a woman is, probably what they're supposed to do in life, and we learn to judge. We judge other people, we judge our neighbors, we judge ourselves. And when we follow the rules, we are good, we get rewards. So we keep doing what others want for the reward. And so we pretend to be what we are not, to be good enough to receive the reward. Or we pretend just to avoid being rejected by others. We become someone that we are not. I thought this mass picture was kind of a good way to look at that. When we are a little older, our parents tell us what to do, and we learn the word no. We rebel and say no to defend our freedom. As adults, we no longer need our parents to reinforce our behaviors. We reward ourselves for good behavior and punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules. So we judge everything and everyone, including ourselves. And true justice is paying only once for each mistake, right? But humans have this powerful memory, and we can judge our actions as inappropriate, and we punish ourselves. And if there's justice, then we're done. If not, every time we remember, we judge and punish ourselves again and again. So life can be difficult because it's ruled by fear. Some religions teach hell is a place of punishment and fear. Whenever we feel emotions of anger or envy or hate, we're living in a dream of hell, and it can be considered a state of mind. That's how Unity looks at it. So he puts all of this in the beginning of his book, explaining how they see life in society compared to the individual person. But he says we don't need to dream nightmares. It's possible to enjoy a pleasant dream. We search for truth and justice and beauty, and yet everything is already within us. We do not even see what we really are. We are not aware of the divinity and the light that is within us. If we see our agreements, which he calls this like our concepts and our ideas and things that we have accepted and beliefs that rule our lives, and we don't like the dream of our lives, we need to change our agreements. And I've heard this in other ways. If you don't like the way things are, we change our thinking, right? We change our lives. But we've made thousands of agreements with other people, with society, with God, but one of the most important agreements are the ones we make with ourselves. And in these agreements, we tell ourselves who we are, what we believe, and how to show up in the world. So if you want to live a life of joy and fulfillment, you have to find the courage to break those agreements that are fear-based and that no longer serve you. In the 4 Agreements book, the author says agreements that come from fear require us to spend a lot of energy. I thought that was kind of an interesting statement. You know, I was trying to think how that plays out maybe in our lives. But the next part of it, he says, but the agreements that come from love help us to conserve energy and even gain extra energy. And I can see that when you're feeling that love in your heart, it does feel like you have extra energy. So when we're ready to change our agreements, when we are feeling the power of will, which we talk about at Unity, that is within us, there are 4 agreements that if we can live our life with these agreements, we will discover an amazing transformation. We can each create a new dream. We can each move towards the way of truth and peace and love. So Unity talks about the importance that we pay attention to our words. And the first agreement of the 4 is to be impeccable with your word. Your word is a gift from God, and it is not just a sound or a written word. The word is a force. It's a powerful tool, and it can create a beautiful dream, or it can destroy everything around you. Being impeccable with your word means that it only creates beauty, love, and a heavenly state of mind. One word can change a life, or it can destroy a life. The human mind is receptive to the seeds that we plant, and we plant a thought and it grows. What kinds of seeds is your mind prepared for? And that's a good thing to think about, right? We can prepare it to receive the seeds of love. We must understand the power that comes out of our mouths is huge. We can give an opinion such as, well, they aren't very good at something, or they aren't very attractive, or whatever we might say. But often the words stay with another person when we use these kind of words, right? It can stay with them for a lifetime. With our words, we can reinforce positive thoughts about others or negative thoughts. So impeccable means without sin. And in Unity, we translate sin to mean you've missed the mark, you've missed the target. And so you have missed the target if you go against yourself by judging or blaming yourself. When we are impeccable, we take responsibility for our actions, and impeccability leads to life. If we release angry words towards another person, he calls it the emotional poison. I thought that was a pretty good description, that we send out. He believes it comes back to us. So I am using these angry words against myself. And if I express love in my interactions with others, then I am impeccable with my word, because this action will likely produce a similar reaction. So what you put out there is coming right back to you. To me, this sounds like a lot an act of self-forgiveness or self-compassion. It sounds to me as if we make this intention to make ourselves impeccable with our word, and we give ourselves some grace as we move forward with a new way of showing up in the world. Misuse of our word is how we put each other down. That's when we're misusing our words. So an example is a woman came home from work, and her daughter, whom she loved very much, was joyfully singing. And the mother happened to have a headache and had no tolerance for any sound whatsoever. So she told her daughter that her voice was ugly. And the daughter made an agreement with herself to stop singing. We say these words without thinking of how they impact others. That's how powerful our words are. The worst form of communication is gossip. It's when we openly give our opinion of another person, and emotional poison is transferred along with that negative opinion. So the author uses the analogy of gossip being like a computer virus that gets spread from person to person. Opinions are just one person's point of view. It's not necessarily true. So we need to think about the words we say to ourselves. Things like, I'm too fat, old, stupid, or not good enough. We are using our words against ourselves, and we don't want to do that. When we are impeccable with our word, our minds are only fertile ground for the words that come from love. How much love we have for ourselves is proportionate to the quality and the integrity of our word. And when we are impeccable with our word, we feel good, we feel happy, we are at peace. So I invite you to nurture the seed. I am impeccable with my word. As it grows, it will generate more seeds of love to replace seeds of fear. Use the word to share your love, beginning with yourself. Just this one agreement can change your whole life. It can release fear and transform it into joy and love. So the second agreement that he talks about is don't take anything personally. When we do take things personally, we assume that everything is about me, right? We think we are responsible for everything. The truth is, nothing anyone does is because of you. Even if it's a direct insult, it is because of themselves. When we take things personally, we feel offended. Our reaction is to defend our own beliefs, and that creates conflict. So what a person says, does, and their opinions are about their beliefs and their agreements. Everyone sees the world through their own perspective, according to their own life experiences and beliefs and agreements. So the author uses analogy in the book that we each create an entire movie in our mind, right? We have a situation and we create a movie about it. In this movie, you are the director, the producer, and the main actor. Everyone else is a secondary actor. And it is your movie. Each of us has our own point of view. So even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally. That was kind of funny, but I get where he's coming from on that. Our minds have the ability to talk to ourselves. We can take that information and examine that to reveal what is the truth about that. Our minds also have the ability to hear a voice of divine guidance. The Toltecs called these voices allies, and in other cultures they called them the gods. The author states our mind sees with physical eyes to perceive our physical reality. The mind also sees and perceives without our eyes. There may be times when we have an idea that didn't originate in our mind, but we perceive it in our mind. And in Unity, we call those divine ideas that come to us from the universe, from spirit. And it's one of those infinite ideas that we may or may not choose to act on. We each have the right to believe or not to believe in these voices. If we do not take things personally, it helps us break many habits and routines that trap us and cause us needless suffering. This spiritual practice is that you need only to trust yourself to make responsible choices. You are never responsible for the actions of others. You are only responsible for you. And when we do this, we are not hurt by the careless comments or actions of others. Whether someone says we are the best or we are the worst, it really shouldn't affect us because our self-worth comes from within. That's something within us. So I know what I am and I know who I am. I am a child of God, and I am here to be the expression of God. So if we are happy with our lives, we are at peace. So if you keep this agreement, you can live your life with your heart wide open, right? And no one can hurt you. You can say, I love you without fear of being rejected. You can follow your heart to say yes or to say no without guilt or self-judgment. So the third agreement is don't make assumptions. Has anyone ever assumed how something is going to play out with your plans? Have you ever had that? Like, this is how I see it happening. Sometimes it does, other times not so much, but we assume sometimes the motivation of someone's behavior, right? We make those assumptions. We assume a lot of things, and we believe they are true. We make an assumption, sometimes we misunderstand, sometimes then we take it personally, and we end up creating a whole big drama for nothing. So because we don't ask for clarification, we assume, and then we defend our assumptions, and we try to make someone else wrong. And I had this conversation one time. It was with a coworker who happened to be an expert in his field. And I'd asked him his opinion about something, and I was assuming that he knew that I admired him and that I had gone to him because I felt he could give me a wise answer about whatever question I was asking. And this other person that I was talking to assumed that I was questioning his judgment and his knowledge. And I was very surprised with the response because he was extremely angry, because he's thinking, I'm questioning, like, who am I to question his expertise, right? And I knew he was so upset. I decided I'm just gonna step back out of that room, right? And just kind of figure out what happened here, because that wasn't exactly what I expected. And the next day, they called me. He called and he said, I'm sorry for what happened the other day. And so I used this opportunity. I just wanted to kind of clarify and make sure that he knew that I admired him. And I knew he was very knowledgeable. And that's why I asked my question. And he said, well, I thought you were just questioning my answer. Like, you know, you didn't believe me, or I didn't know what I was talking about. And so just with this little short conversation, we cleared up the misunderstanding, which I have found to be quite often a misunderstanding when you have these kinds of conversations. And it saved a really good working relationship, just having this time to clarify. So we don't always perceive a situation the way it truly is, right? Sometimes we fill in the gaps with our imagination, and when we don't understand, we may assume the meaning. When the truth comes out, we realize it wasn't what we thought at all. So sometimes in our personal relationships, we assume our partners know what we are thinking. And we don't have to say what we want because they know us so well. We don't have to clarify that. But if our partner doesn't read our mind, we might say, well, you should have known that, right? Sometimes we assume our love will even change our partners, but it will not. It will not. People change because they choose to change. Real love is accepting other people just the way they are without trying to change them. And we have to be who we are without presenting a false image. We can't assume that everyone sees life the way we do. We assume people think and feel the way we do, but we assume others will judge us the way we judge ourselves. The best way to avoid making these assumptions is to ask questions. Be as clear with your communication as you can be, and when you hear the answer, you won't need to make assumptions. Find your voice to ask for what you want. Everyone has the right to tell you yes or no. Likewise, they have the right to ask you, and you have the right to say yes or no. With clear communication, all of your relationships will change. Having the awareness of this agreement is the first step. As you practice new ways of being, you will see how your words will transform your life. The fourth agreement is always do your best. The quality of our best can vary with our health, with our mood, maybe even moment to moment, but our best can change even over time. If we do less than our best, we may feel frustrated, self-judgment, guilt, regret. So a man wanted to, it's a little story here. A man wanted to transcend his suffering, so he went to a Buddhist temple to find a master to help him. He said, "Master, if I meditate for 4 hours a day, how long will it take me to transcend?" And the master replied, "If you meditate for 4 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 10 years. Thinking he could do better, the man said to the master, "What if I meditated for 8 hours a day? How long will it take me to transcend?" The master looked at him and said, "If you meditate 8 hours a day, perhaps you will transcend in 20 years. And the man asked, "But why will it take me longer if I meditate more?" I wondered about that the first time I heard that story. But the master replied, "You are not here to sacrifice your joy or your life. You are here to live, to be happy, and to love. If you can do your best in 2 hours of meditation, you spend 8 hours instead, you will only grow tired, you will miss the point, and you won't enjoy your life. Do your best, and perhaps you will learn that no matter how long you meditate, you can live, love, and be happy. Doing your best, you will live your life intensely. You will be productive, be good to yourself, because you will be giving yourself to your family and to your community. It's the action that will make you feel intensely happy. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward for it. Many people only take action when they expect a reward and they don't enjoy the action and they don't do their best. If instead we take action just for the sake of doing it without expecting a reward, you'll find that you enjoy the actions you do. Rewards will come, but you are not attached to the reward. You get more than you imagined without expecting a reward. And if we like what we do, we always do our best, and then we are enjoying life. So when we do our best, we learn to accept ourselves. We need to be aware, practice, and learn from our mistakes. It doesn't feel like work because you're enjoying it, right? We do our best because we want to, not because we have to. And if we aren't going to do our best, he says, it's just better not to do it. So action is about living fully. You may have many great ideas in your head, but what makes the difference is the action. Without action, there will be no manifestation, no results, no reward. It takes the risk to go out and express your dream. So our fifth unity principle actually is very close to this. It's knowing and understanding the laws of life, also called truth, are not enough. A person must also live the truth that he or she knows. So God is life in action. The best way to say, "I love you, God," is to live your life doing your best. The best way to say, "Thank you, God," is by letting go of the past and living in the present moment. Enjoy what is happening right now. You express your own divinity by being alive and by loving yourself and others. Don't expect that you will always follow the first 3 agreements, right? That happens when we're trying something a little new, but you can do your best. We don't need to judge ourselves or feel guilty or punish ourselves if we miss the mark with keeping the agreements. If you always do your best over and over again, you will become a master of transformation. Every action becomes a ritual in which you are honoring God. The next step is honoring God with every thought, every word, every emotion, and every belief. So if we honor these 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best, you will live the way of truth, peace, and love. Our happiness and our freedom, our entire way of living, really depends on it. So today is the beginning of a new way of life. Let's just take these thoughts into a time of meditation. Just would like you to relax in your seat. Just take a few deep breaths. And with each exhalation, just release any tension, concerns, or negative thoughts. Breathe gently and easily. Just noticing the rhythm of your breath. We quiet our minds and become still, allowing this feeling of peace and comfort to relax every muscle in your body, from the crown of your head to your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your arms, your torso and legs, and into your feet grounded to the floor. Turning within to the sacred space where we are centered in spirit, we move our thoughts into a holy place of stillness and peace. Divine love and peace fills my heart, radiating out to the sanctuary in our community. I am the power of concentration, self-mastery, and spiritual authority. My source of power is divine power. I control the power and the energy of my thoughts, my words, my actions. I am calm and thoughtful in all situations. We bring awareness to the words that we speak to ourselves and others. We set our intention to use our words for good. We speak with integrity, love, and clarity. Imagine a protective light surrounding you, shielding you from the negative words of others, recognizing that their words and behaviors are a reflection of their own beliefs and experiences. We affirm our inner strength and self-worth. We realize the need to make assumptions. We release the need to make assumptions about others. We seek to do our best each day without self-judgment. We are the way of truth, peace, and love. Ever-flowing positive energy permeates my mind and being as we listen for the still small voice in the silence. I am present. I am the light. I am love. As you return to this room, begin to hear the sounds around you and gently stretch. Open your eyes when you are ready. I rejoice in this insight and new way of seeing who I am and all that I can do to be the light of the world. As we become fully present, we are revitalized with the love and energy to do what is ours to do. And so it is. Amen.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
And now is the time for our offertory. And we have many ways to give to Unity on the Avenue. In the plate, people can put checks or cash. We have a square in the back of the room, and we have a connection on the newsletter to donate as well. And I just want you to know how much we appreciate that. All that money goes back into the church so that we can fulfill our mission that we're working on. And I know that there are many ways to give to Unity on the Avenue, whether it be financial or maybe time. A lot of people spend time here cleaning and cooking and making sure everything is working. So I appreciate everything you all do for Unity on the Avenue. So we can do our blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Thank you. I want to say thank you. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. 'Cause I'm so grateful. So grateful. Oh, I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. So I want to say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Oh yeah, and thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Now, yeah, I want to thank for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Thank you. That sounded great. The only other thing we have is our prayer for protection. So please join me. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.